Just a few miles from downtown Dallas, I've lived in a neighborhood filled with resilience. I've seen families work hard. I've watched children grow up full of promises. I've held on to dreams that refuse to fade. But for many years, opportunity felt just out of reach. Not because hope wasn't there, but because access wasn't. And yet, even here, hope never disappeared. It was always here, waiting. Just waiting to be built into something more.
Velma and my dad met over 30 years ago now and developed a very close friendship, thinking through how to serve this community, and also through my dad being a father figure in Ramon, Velma's son's life.
I was a mother in Banah, and Mike, he came from a completely different world in North Dallas. But somehow, God brought us together by faith. And then, everything changed. My son, Ramon, was taken from me in a drive-by shooting. There was no words for the kind of pain, no way to prepare for it. But what could have broken me, what could have ended in despair, God used to begin something greater. Out of that pain, a mission was born. A mission to rebuild life through relationships.
When Ramon was taken from us, Velma and my dad formed the kind of friendship that can only be formed in adversity.
And today, that mission is still alive.
The heart behind why bridge builders exist is to build relationships. What we've seen birthed out of Mike and Velma's friendship is incredible. 30 years of focused, dedicated work, and bridge builders and many other nonprofits were birthed out of that friendship. Many of those we actually partner with and host on-site in the community. They are doing incredible work. One of the big differences between those organizations and us is those typically are service-based organizations. So they can do one thing anywhere. We're place-based, which means we can do anything in one place. And so we vary in our programming. We have a variety of choices for our neighbors. We have an extensive list of relationships and partners, and we bring all that into one place. We bridge North Dallas and South Dallas and beyond, and that those relationships are with individuals, organizations, the city itself, so that these things that we're looking to change can be changed for generations.
I grew up in the Banah community. I went to the local elementary, middle school, and high school. I was a product of the community. After graduating, got away to the military, and I always had a heart for those in the community.
When Mike and Velma founded Bridge Builders, they were actually praying for a church plant. And what they didn't know is Brandon was 4 blocks away leading a Bible study in his grandma's living room.
That Bible study went on for about a little bit over a decade, about 12, 13 years. That's what led me to go and start knocking on doors. And I walked into the gym where Bridge Builders has been, and I saw it as a space that I could possibly hold services. They asked me what was my story. I told them I was born and raised in the community and that God had sent me back to start a church. I did not know that that was the founder's heart, and just vision from God was that there be a healthy, flourishing church in the community. This was confirmation to me that God had called me to this very place. The Spirit of God was so present there. He was vouching for me and vouching for those guys and really saying, I'm doing something right in your midst.
We've been able to see this come full circle to where now Brandon has planted Banah Bible Church within our facilities and also leads on our staff and our community team.
My involvement with Bridge Builders is we collaborate on team programming in the workforce space.
Clifton grew up in the community. He had his faith shaped by Mike. His direction as an individual, as a professional, has aligned with Bridge Builders and many of our partners over the years.
I got involved back in 2006, and that's when my life started to change. When I gave my life to the Lord, meeting Mike, he became that spiritual mentor for me and pouring into me. That gives me the opportunity to pour into these same young men and young women in our community because he cared, and that gave me a sense of hope. Miss Banah was the one that really spoke into my life. She told me, why are you playing with your life? And that's why I sit here today, because I had somebody speak the truth to me. When you got truth, shepherding, and you have leadership, that's where change and transformation comes, because I truly believe without collaboration in those areas, there'll be no transformation.
Bridge Builders has the 3 E's: engage, equip, and empower. That's really how we focus our work. And so we want to engage the neighborhood at all times. We don't want to do anything in isolation or anything separate from the community.
Joey listens to what the community say. He listens to what the community need and want. And I love that about him. He's a special guy.
Our programming decisions are decided by neighbor input. So for instance, the closest grocery store by DART bus to that location is 1 hour and 27 minutes. And it's about 1 hour and 45 minutes back. So you're looking at a 3-hour round trip just to be able to get groceries in our community. One of the most impactful things Bridge Builders does is ask for help. When our neighbors asked for access to groceries and we had no clue what to do, we went to the experts. And one of the best partners we have in that space is Brother Bills. And Wes not only said yes, but also said, how quickly can we do this?
There's no telling what we can do. We don't care who gets the credit. And so I remember from day one with Jonathan and Joey and with all the Bridge Builders team, we never cared who get the credit as long as God gets the glory. And we know that people are hungry, people need food. And we said, if we do this together, we can do great things. And that partnership has been like that from day one.
Bridge Builders does a great job of listening to their community. And so instead of trying to invent something on their own that they'd never done before, they said, hey, Brother Bills, y'all have a history of doing this well with dignity. Would y'all come alongside us and let's do the South Dallas Community Market together?
And I think that's the beautiful thing about this partnership and kingdom partnerships like this is that we trust one another completely.
I heard about the community market that Bridge Builder has established, and I was one of the first people to shop there. They made me feel like I was a star. They were taking my picture. Everybody was hugging me and making me feel so welcome. And that's one of the reasons I really enjoy living in this community, because everyone makes you feel like they're your extended family and know you're among people that don't look down on you, but accept you for who you are. This community has meant so much to my daughter and myself because she's a little different. She's just lovable. You know, some people are not used to that.
When Bridge Builders ask me questions on the surveys, like what should they do more of, I think that's good for anybody, especially kids, including if they have a disability, because sometimes it's hard to express yourself.
That makes me feel good that they care about what my thoughts are or how I feel about something. And suggestions that my daughter and I make, they actually put them into motion. Anytime somebody shows an interest in you, that automatically makes you feel good.
So Bridge Builders says we're experts in nothing but our neighborhood, and we look for experts in those spaces. I met Stephanie through previous work she'd done in South Dallas, and when she transitioned to Oak Cottage, it was a perfect marriage of their expertise and our access to neighbors.
We started classes with Bridge Builders the second that the community food pantry was open. We say all the time at Hope Cottage that loving families grow here. I have been blessed and felt love from this community. And I feel like we get the honor through this partnership to be a small part of their thriving. And we know that when women feel love and families are supported, that children are loved. And that interconnectedness is something that we all need.
So how I got connected to the Bridge Builders, it was first with Joey, and he told me things that I really didn't know much about the community.
Ryan is one of the teens from our community who stumbled into our building on his own and then took the initiative to really follow through on his desires for his future.
Through that connection, Coach Clifton, Pastor Brandon, those at the market, these people have really impacted my life, but also they really have an impact on the community.
Ryan was a huge part of our program. Ryan was the first person that came and was like, hey, I wanted to work. He wanted to earn money. And Joey brought him to me and said, hey, get with Clifton. He's starting this program. And Ryan was one of our first students.
Ryan has definitely been a blessing in the community, a blessing in my life. I look at Ryan as a son a son in the faith.
Bridge builders helped me believe in myself. They helped me knowing who I am spiritually, emotionally, mentally, even physically. It's a lot of things I didn't think I could do. It wasn't things I didn't think I was possible doing. Having Coach Clifton and Pastor Brandon, in my life, they're men to look up to. Through Bridge builders, it built actual confidence inside of me that I didn't even know I was capable of. And so I started feeling it in there. I started feeling it in my heart. I'm a reflection of what goods come out of it. And what happens when you sow these seeds into a community, into programs that's actually doing God's work. And I only know this because I've seen these people. It's a beautiful thing when someone is blessing you and they open these doors for you. Those donations, for me, it was just simple snacks, but because of those donations, it exposed me to a lot more opportunities. It showed me that things I can actually go chase and dream of, things that's actually possible for me. Really, it's just to open doors for many children just like me. If they got any goals or futures in life, it's through these donations that brings opportunities for them.
People often ask me what's next for Bridge Builders, and typically I tell them, you haven't told me yet. When someone's problem becomes your problem, you then engage it differently. But for us, it starts with a friendship. And so it's such an incredible goal to have is, can I be a friend?
This is Bridge Builders. We meet people where they are. We give them what they need. We help empower them to become who God created them to be. Because this has never been about programs. It's about people. It's not just about services. It's about transformation. Because real change doesn't happen through programs alone. It happens through relationship. I've seen it when a child starts to believe in themselves again, when a parent finds stability, when neighbors become families. That's what hope looks like. That's what restoration feels like. A community rising together. But I've also learned this: bridges are never built alone.
Bridge Builders is a very intentional name. It's not a one-way bridge. It's transforming both ways. It's meant to be a bridge of connection between multiple neighborhoods that all enrich and transform each other. And the transformation happens in different ways. For some, it's more material transformation that's needed. Others, it's more spiritual transformation that's needed. And so it's a combining of neighborhoods. It's a bridging of neighborhoods that brings transformation to multiple neighborhoods and eventually to our whole city.
Together, we can restore dignity. Together, we can change futures. Together, we can keep building bridges and bring hope where it's needed most.